Welcome
Yep.
back to the Range Productions channel. It's 2021. We are here, new year, new start, new series. I'm here with,
Jason,
and you play.
I played accounts. Jason Gilbert, the old hag, and many other characters.
Yeah, he's the one that's normally seen with me. So
Yeah,
it's the two of us, Ranger and Productions. Range
yes.
Productions and Creatures Inc. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a new series called Range Productions Moments. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, what that is the films that were never to be, or that we made but turned out very differently to the original vision. So this one is Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. So,
Original.
what can you tell us about the original Halloween 2? When was it going to come out? What's the story? The characters?
Let me think. What year would this have been? I think it was like 1995 or 1996. About that time, it was before we shot Spokes, and it was going to be a direct sequel to the Halloween that you've probably seen on the Ranger Productions channel. And it the story was written by me and Gary. Um, that's the guy who plays Michael Myers in the original film, and he also played the Red Devil in the Spooks. And it was the story started off directly after he got mowed down by the car at the end of the first one. So basically, you'd just get up, and then he'd just walk off basically because everyone else thought he was dead, didn't they? And so he just walked off into the forest. I think that's where the titles would have run as he was walking through the forest, if I remember rightly. And then he comes across all these sort of like guys in capes and cloaks, which are probably devil worshipping witches or something like that. And then a massive fight produces, and he basically picks them all off one by one, Michael Myers. I remember one of them getting his hand cut off. And it was a rubber hand, obviously, and he gets it cut off with an axe or something like that. And underneath the sleeve, we had a bottle of sort of like blood mixed with water, like a washing up liquid bottle. And we squeezed that as the blood was come squirting out, kind of thing, under our sleeve, kind of thing. After he's finished with that, he carries on walking, and then it switches to our heroes, which is the leftover people that was basically left alive. It weren't many, I think. And that's it. I think there was a scene in the car park where Michael Myers or someone gets thrown off the roof of this car park. I remember that because as we were shooting it, it was at night. And I can't remember if it was Michael Myers that got thrown off or it was made to look like one of the guys that he was getting. And we threw this dummy off the top of the car park roof, like, right at the top. And when it hit the floor, it made such a bang. It was unreal. Bang. And that was it. That was all I remember. I can't even remember what the rest of the story is, or was about. Gary probably has the script somewhere. And that was it. That's all I can tell.
And what eventually happened to that film?
Well, as we were shooting it, the actual film was being filmed by a friend of ours, and he left it in his bag, and the film was either stolen with all his camera equipment, and that was it. Really, we couldn't be bothered to, reshoot it all again, and we just moved on to the Spokes, I think, and that was it. That's how it was. That's how it was. That's what happened to it, really. So it was basically stopped just like that. It would have been an hour long, I think. The whole film, we worked it out in the end, would have been about an hour long. Whereas the original was like 20 minutes, and it or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was the story. I think it was just going to be called. I can't remember if it was going to be called something different, Halloween 2 or Halloween the Return. I can't remember. Might have been Halloween, just Halloween 2, I think. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's it. That's all I can remember, really.
Yeah. So then, when it came to Halloween 2 again, we
Yeah,
well, I was the one that done that one. That
you wrote the
was
story, didn't you,
I wrote the
on that
story
one?
and directed.
It, you did it as a direct sequel to the Spooks, really, though, didn't you?
Yeah, it was more of a spook sequel and
Yeah,
a semi-cult sequel than a Halloween 1 sequel.
yeah. But
Because I would have liked it to be kind of, more connected, but it's such an old
mm,
film to connect to
mm-hmm,
that it's just like,
mm,
oh, well, last time we saw Michael Myers was in Spooks. Continuing
mm-hmm,
from there,
mm,
adding some of the cult references, considering it follows the same rivalry battle that happened in Spooks between Gilbert and Michael Myers,
mm, mm.
which
When,
is,
when he was putting the two the Spooks, I think it was just wouldn't it be a cool idea if we just put Michael Myers in from the Halloween films in it, and we didn't have no sort of like rhyme or reason what he was doing in that car at the time, but the police obviously arrested him for something or other. It was just that was the starting point of where to put him. Really, I don't know who come up with that idea or what. I really don't know.
well, there you go. Whoever done that has started this whole universe.
Yeah.
Other, other than other than Gary and you in the first place, but I mean,
Yeah, I don't even know how the character of the Invisible Man got put in it. To be honest with you, because originally it was just about you know Count Spock and all his cronies, really, and it just sort of like went a bit crazy after that. We just wanted to add all the characters that we had.
hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So with the modern version of Halloween 2, our most popular video, by the way. Thank you very much for that.
Yes.
It's a yeah, direct sequel, more not direct, sequel nonetheless to the Spooks
Hmm.
against the cult.
Hmm.
But I wanted to raise the question: what if we made the original Halloween 2 today?
What? How different would it be? You mean?
Yeah. So if we forget that we ever made this Halloween 2, we're never going to make the original. But what if we
Uh
did
huh.
make the original sequel? How would
Yeah.
that turn out? What kind of story beats would we add? Some special effects sequences that we could add.
Yeah. I suppose really when we made those films back in the '90s and stuff like that. Um, we didn't have the technology we got today, so to make the effects more realistic, um, it, you know, with the technology, you might, it'll be more believable, I suppose.
Hmm.
The special effects we had back then were very. You could see some of the special effects that was used in Accounts Chapter 2, where what's his name? John Stern falls through the hole in the staircase and he's just hanging there, isn't he?
Yeah.
When in fact he's just really laying on his side with a whole piece of card cut out in front of him to make it look like a floor. Yeah. And those were the kind of effects we used to use in all of these films. So we had to make our own effects, whereas now you can find CGI effects on YouTube and just add them into your films quite easy, and make them semi-realistic, or you can use blue screen, green screen, and transfer your world in the background into something else instead of making a full-blown set. You know,
Hmm.
so in that respect, it'll be easier and quicker to do. The story itself, I don't think it would have differed that much.
Yeah.
Because basically,
I don't.
if you think of the basics of it, all he is a nut that goes around with a mask on in a boiler suit, going around slaying people, really, doesn't he? So, and that really would be exactly the same if we was to make that today.
Yeah.
In Halloween 2, the one that we made, that's basically what he did, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had a,
You know?
he delved a bit more into the aspect of Jason Gilbert more, and the reasoning
Yeah.
between Michael Myers and Anne, but
Mm.
the aspect was relatively similar, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really, with that kind of character, that's all you're ever going to do. It's different with, say, the Count, for instance, and all his friends because they have a certain type of power, which, all right, we couldn't really show in Count Chapter 1 or 2 because we didn't have the technology available to us then, even. But now we have, and now we can make him fly, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And we're giving him a lot more other things that he can do, sort of like levitation, throwing rocks around, stuff like that,
Yeah.
creating fire every time he wants to. Some of it, which you saw in that trailer that come out at Halloween, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got a good gist of what the Count can now do, if you like to call it.
Hmm.
Whereas the character of Michael Myers, he just goes around, really, doesn't he? He hasn't got no superhuman powers about him. He just sort of like goes around
Hmm.
getting rid of people, really, doesn't he?
I think
That's
if he
about it.
was to do it today, though, it wouldn't be a
Mm-hmm.
Michael Myers focused film.
Right.
Kind of like Halloween 2, it wasn't a Michael Myers focused film, it was a Jason Gilbert focused film.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because you can't make a compelling story around a character that doesn't do much.
Well, it's it. It's pretty much two dimensional, really, isn't he?
Yeah,
So you've got to make the characters around him be a little bit more.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why there's the Jason Gilbert story and Michael Myers in our version of Halloween 2 is the
Hmm.
um, is the silent watcher that goes around killing people whilst Jason Gilbert's sorting out whatever he has to sort out at the time.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be if we was to make it nowadays, I think thanks to special effects and technology, I think we could set it directly after the first one. I
Hmm.
think with the characters, the survivors, I'm not sure whether or not we would be using the survivors.
You're
Just
using different people, perhaps. Yeah.
yeah, because the survivors that are left, one's played by you, and the others are
Yeah.
played by the rest of the family. That would
Yeah.
look it's a few years ago now. It would all be looking a bit different. And it's easy to explain.
Yeah.
Easy to explain with a cow, but with regular
Yeah.
human beings, it's a bit different, and it'd be depending whether or not they would want to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Direct sequel. Yeah. It wouldn't happen, would it?
well,
Yeah.
it would have to be either me playing a survivor or it being a completely different batch of people that have to deal with him,
Yeah. Yeah.
which would, I guess it would be a bit more interesting, but it would be difficult in its own sense.
Hmm.
But then it would make an easier story.
Mm.
If
Yeah.
it focuses on a completely different family or something.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I would maybe nowadays thanks to CGI and
Mm.
because we're a lot better at filming, maybe a mall sequence, where you said car park. I'm kind of imagining a car park sort of big shopping complex. Just imagine Michael Myers slashing through this shopping centre,
That'd be interesting. I'd like the idea of that. Yeah. Yeah.
kind of hunting down this group of family or something. Michael
Locked in a
Myers,
shopping mall or something like that.
yeah, and everyone's
Mm.
screaming, ah!
There you
Because
go.
it's easy
You got
to
idea for number 3 now.
no, no, no. This is not pitching Halloween 3, by the way, anyone who's watching. This is not Halloween 3. Yeah, I would like. Well, I mean, if we was to do that, yeah, that'd be a quite cool sequence.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. I don't think any of the other films have done that. I don't think any of that kind of genre.
would be quite interesting as well. Do a bit of Jurassic Park where they're hiding in like amongst some clothes or something, and he
Yeah,
moves the clothes out the way or peeks through
yeah,
window.
yeah.
Have it set something like that.
Hmm.
And I mean, does it have to be strictly set on Halloween? Because it would be November the
Um,
1st by now. If the
hmm.
first one was set on Halloween night, this would be set on November the 1st.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what you're saying. Yeah, unless you left it a year or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, our Halloween 2 was set within a week, so, a week to Halloween.
Yeah. Hmm.
But, yeah, I guess it's the. Was Halloween, the actual Halloween 3 film set on Halloween?
Hmm.
Season of the Witch, which we're not doing, by the way.
Um, don't know, to be honest. I'm not too sure. I'm not entirely sure if it was or wasn't. Don't know.
This is set. And its enders, maybe because everyone likes a post-credit scene, it would
Hmm.
be yeah, let's say about 3 years later, or how many years it would take until the spooks and the year of the
Hmm.
spooks comes up, and people are
Hmm.
renovating the mall, and Michael Myers
Hmm.
climbs up, like he's been living down there for years,
Hmm.
just waiting,
Hmm.
and then it would go Halloween 3 coming soon.
Hmm.
I think that would be how I would like to end it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what the ending was. I don't know. Really can't remember what happens after that. Really don't know.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
that.
sounds
So
good.
everyone at home, that was the first episode of Range Productions Moments, where we talk about the old moments
Hmm.
and come up with ideas of moments that were never meant to be.
Hmm.
And that was a moment that was very old,
Mm.
and obviously we've just come up with the story of how we would have made it now.
Mm.
But I would like to re-say that that film, what we've just made up, it's not coming out. Halloween 2 has already been out for several years now. I think it'd be like,
Mhm.
oh god, it's like 3 years.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, and I believe I have announced this by now, but Halloween 3 will be coming out one day. The script is in its early stages, but the story has been planned. Hopefully, it will do as good as number 2, and it will be well, a semi continuation to number 2.
Will it
But
have a shopping mall in
no, no.
it?
I mean, at the moment it doesn't. I mean, if the demand is there, I guess I could add in a shopping mall scene.
Hmm.
But it's a well, I mean, what I could say about it at the moment is it's a sequel to Halloween 2,
Hmm.
and it's got aspects of ideas that have passed, but it's a got a continuing plot
Hmm.
from Halloween 2, as well as another thing that is yet to come out. And it's probably going to be set like 2023.
Right. Oh. Mm.
But that's really all I can say without spoiling the thing. I can say this: Michael Myers will have a new new look.
A new look.
Yes, a
Next
new
up, what? A new mask.
no, a new suit,
All right.
because the orange boiler suit I don't think would fit this version of the film I've got planned.
Right. Okay.
And we're gonna have lots of new characters, lots of new fun,
Hmm.
and I think it'll be a quite an interesting Halloween film that the world hasn't seen before. I mean, Halloween 2, our version of Halloween 2, was quite a different version of a Halloween film, considering it had connections to the spooks, to the cult, where this one is going to be in a similar aspect, but it'll be very different and
Mm.
should nourish the brain.
Not sure.
Well, can't wait to speak about that more one day, but we have to wait probably until next year.
Okay.
We have to wait until Night of the Colts last chapters come out
Hmm.
before anyone can learn about that. So we'll see you next week where we talk
Yes.
about the original Spook sequel.
Oh.
The
Gorgeous.
Spooks. The Spooks 2.
Mm.
Canooden.
Okay.
So I bid everyone farewell, good luck. See you next week, along with Jason,
Hmm.
where we talk about, well, the Spooks 2. See you later.
Ciao. Bye.